Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. In today's video I'm going to be trying the Languo acrylic markers. I've gotten 7 packs of them and yeah, I saw a lot of people saying really good things about these and I really wanted to have some cheaper and like good quality acrylic markers. So yeah, they have a brush nib. I'm going to be swatching every single marker from this, and then I'm gonna be painting a sketchbook spread with them. At least I think. I've started this little portrait here and I thought I would finish it in colored pencils, but I decided to use acrylic markers on this, so yeah, let's get started. First the swatches and then the spread. My swatching process is kind of a mess. I should have done like a little grid and all the colors will be like evenly spread across the 2 pages, but I'm lazy and I didn't do that, so I'm stuck with whatever the hell I did there. I almost didn't fit all of the markers on just these 2 pages, but oh well. It's really not that important as long as I can see what the colors look like, it's okay. I'm actually quite happy with the selection of colors that we got in these markers. I'm a little bit sad that the 2 last purples, as you can see, are actually pink and not purple, but that's okay. The only thing that I'm kind of disappointed with are the skin tones. You're going to see in a bit when I start swatching them. They're really weird colors for skin tones. This is the set. The first one is grey. The second one is pink. The third and fourth one may work kind of well as a base skin tone, but the others are orange and bright pink. Like, I don't know what I could do with these. They don't work as base skin tone. But that's okay. I'm just, yeah, the selection, I'm kind of disappointed in that. But I really like the reds and the yellows. They have really nice colors. But also the darker reds look more brown than red, so. And these 3 first like pale browns, they look more gray than brown. But yeah, overall I'm actually happy with the colors. There's a lot of different ones, different tones. I can't be angry about that. And here's when I started swatching the green ones because I didn't want to put a separate piece of paper just for the green ones, and I tried to fit all of them on this one page. And now we're starting coloring the portrait. At that time I was kind of disappointed with myself with how I worked on this one. I liked the sketch, but I just didn't really like how this turned out. It grew on me a little bit now that I've like looked at it later in time. But at the time I was really angry with myself. I thought that I destroyed this drawing. And now that I've worked a little bit with these markers, I can tell that they're good. I'll say that they're good. They're really fun for drawing like still nature, any fruit, vegetables. On the second page I drew some fish, as you will see later on, and they're really good for that. I don't know how to work with them on skin, at least not yet. I'm not very good at that at the moment. I did 2 different portraits with these markers and I'm having trouble like using them for skin tones and yeah, but I just have to keep working with them and figure out how to use them. I know that you can like blend them. I did that on a jacket in one of my different drawings, so maybe that's how I should do it. Just use my fingers to blend them a little bit out. The hair may have been my favorite part of it all. The brush nib made it really easy to draw hair and the little like details and stuff. Yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing his hair. These markers darken over time. When you first put them down, they're lighter and then they darken as they dry, which is kind of annoying, but I understand why it does that. It's just interesting watching it darken as I was working on his hair. The only other acrylic markers that I owned before these ones were my Posca pens, and they're quite different. Filling a whole, like a bigger piece with Posca pens because I have like smaller nib ones, not the bigger ones, the smaller nib ones. It was kind of hard to fill a bigger piece with my Posca pens. With these, it's just a lot easier to do that, to fill a lot of like space with one color. They're quite streaky, I've come to realize. It doesn't really bother me, but I know some people may find this annoying. For his eye makeup, I use this really dark blue, and the more you use them, the more frayed the nib becomes. So getting these really intricate details like the ones on his eye makeup may be hard with these markers. The nib is flexible, which is nice for drawing hair and stuff, but if you want to draw like smaller details and stuff, they're not going to work really well. I had to be very careful not to accidentally use too much force on them. I'm leaving his face white because it's kind of a clown makeup thing. I was thinking of coloring his face in, but then I saw how I botched his neck and I just decided to leave his face white. I thought it might have looked better this way. And I also don't like what I did with his sweater. I should have just left it like this block of one color. But I went with a really light blue to add like the details on the ribbing, and I forgot to blend it out. So that's just how it's going to be. And for his leather jacket, I used this brown, and this is where the streakiness is going to become like very visible. Maybe I should have just worked a little bit faster with them, then the streakiness wouldn't be as bad, but like I said, it doesn't really bother me as much. And then with a darker brown, I added some shadows, outlined some stuff. And you can really see here how much the brown darkens. And then I added like a star pointy thingy for the background with this really nice pale yellow. And overall, I don't think this drawing looks as bad as I made it to be when I finished it. But yeah, at the time I was really disappointed with myself. And now onto the other page. I sketched in some fish. I have no idea what species there are, so I won't be able to tell you. All the references I found on Pinterest. But I think these markers are great for stuff like that, for drawing animals, sea creatures, vegetables, fruits. It's really fun to draw with them like that. Here I should have just put the gray color first, and then on top of it I should have added the blue stripes. They're opaque, they would have covered that. But for some reason I did it completely opposite way. No idea why. So then I had to go over the same lines again. My idea for this page was I wanted to use as much colors as I could. So I searched for a lot like colorful fish. So here I've got the gray, yellow and blue to work with. And later on you will see I had a red one, like a pale pinkish bluish one. You'll see. I was debating on whether or not I should outline these, but at the end I just decided to outline them. I think they look better this way. And now I'm sketching another fish. This one is going to be like blue with red and gray as well. I really like drawing fish. I couldn't have I'm really happy that I started drawing like different things because I wouldn't have known that I would enjoy drawing animals as much as I do. This page I enjoy a lot more than the one on the left. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, just a page of fishies. I really do think that outlining them brings them like to life, makes them stand out a little bit more. So that's why I did that. Now for the third fishy, this one is going to be red, orange, yellow. I really like this one. It might be my favorite from this whole page. And these markers are genuinely so fun to use. It's a fun way to lay down a lot of color really fast without having to worry about it bleeding through to the other page. And I know paints work like kind of the same way, but you don't have to like grab water or a palette. You can just grab a pen and go. I really like the convenience of these. And now for the blue stripes, they're kind of similar to the ones on the first fish that I drew. And they're really fun to do. And as this set, in all of the sets, I didn't have a white pen. I had to bring out my white Posca marker for some details. And now the fourth fish. This one is probably my least favorite. It still looks nice, it's fun, but from the other ones, it's my least favorite. It's got different color palette from all the other ones. It's more pastel. And that's kind of cute. It looks really cute. And I'm also outlining it just like all the other fish. For the background, I'm adding lyrics from a Radiohead song, Weird Fishes, Arpeggi. My sister started listening to Radiohead and she just kind of hucked me in. And yeah, my music taste changes with each song that I listen to. I really like how this one turned out actually. I was debating whether or not to add the worms onto this page, and in the end I did, just because I thought that it looked a little bit empty. So yeah, I drew some worms, which was kind of fun to draw, just free-handed them. And in the end, I added some stars, sparkles to the whole page. And that's it. So this is it. This is the finished spread. Overall, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. I don't really like this portrait, but I really like the fishies and the worms and this whole page. And yeah, the markers are really fun to use. I never had like such a big collection of acrylic markers that I could just use. So yeah, this is great. And yeah, this is it. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw this spread. I have other social media if you'd like to follow me somewhere: TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky. I hope you're safe whenever you are, or as safe as you can be. The world is kind of crazy right now, and I will see you hopefully in my next video. So, bye bye!